in our school student health and safety team. In the UAE, we are provided with a safe environment that protects us from any harm, and that is why I'm going to be talking about first aid. I would like to start asking, has anyone heard about first aid?
Yes.
Okay, so the aim of today's presentation is for us to spread awareness and educate you all on how to take action when there is an injured person. First aid. What is first aid? First aid is medical attention that is administered immediately after the injury happens and at the location where it happened. So I don't get it. What do you mean by that? There is a picture over here and there is an unconscious girl. This unconscious girl is getting the medical attention she needs from two paramedics. And it's at the same location where it happens. Aims of first aid. What are the aims of first aid? The first aim is to preserve life. How? By keeping the person safe from injury or harm. So I'll give you an example of that. Let's say there was a person who got a heart attack. The first thing you have to do is check for their breathing. Are they breathing? If they are not breathing, you immediately open their airway and check if they are breathing. If they are not breathing, you perform CPR. As soon as you perform CPR, you save this person's life and then transfer them to the hospital where they get the medical attention they need from doctors and nurses. And that is a great example of preserving their life. The second aim of first aid is to prevent further harm. So, we just set an example of transferring the injured person to the hospital. So when you do that, you prevent further harm to the injured person. How? By giving the right medical attention to the injured person in a safe environment. The third aim of first aid is promoting recovery. How do you promote recovery? So there are two types of promoting recovery: physical and mental. So the physical way of promoting recovery, let's say I was in a PE class and I fell and injured my legs and it started bleeding. What is the first thing that you would do when you find my legs bleeding? Can someone answer? What's your name? Can you just answer?
Maybe put some
Eyes, okay. But my legs are bleeding. What do you have to do first?
put a bandage.
Yes, put a bandage. So the first thing we have to do is stop the bleeding and then sterilize my legs and then put the bandage. That is a great example of promoting recovery. What about the mental way of promoting recovery? The mental way is after the injury, the person's mental health can be really, really bad. So they have to start thinking positively and have social support. And it's a great way of promoting recovery for a person whose mental health is bad. Okay, we have three letters: A, B, C. A stands for airway, B stands for breathing, and C stands for circulation. So in the picture below, there is an unconscious person, and this girl opened the airway to check if this unconscious person is breathing or not. She found out that this person is not breathing. So the first thing she did was immediately call 999 and perform CPR. As you can see in the picture, she's performing CPR, and then usually the person will survive and check the circulation, if they're still alive or not. Okay, so after performing CPR, we check the circulation to check if the person is still alive or not. Okay, primary circuit. So in the primary circuit, the first thing you do when you find an unconscious person is check for any danger. Is there any danger surrounding this person? For example, this person might have gotten an electrical shock, so you do not want to be put in the same situation as the unconscious person. So it is important to check for any danger because your safety is more important. Okay, there's no danger? Perfect. Check if this person is responding. How? By tapping on the shoulders. Are you awake? Are you awake? If they are not responding, you immediately check over the airway and check if they are breathing or not. If they are not breathing, you immediately call 999 and perform CPR. Secondary survey. In the secondary survey, it's important to check if this injured person has any injury. You can check for open wounds, deformities, or swelling. And it will give you a great idea of what might be the cause of this injured person. Okay. If someone is unconscious, but is breathing and has no injuries, place him in a recovery position. Since when you do that, you keep their mouth open, which will keep their airway clear and open. When you do that, you prevent further harm to the unconscious person, since in most cases, when a person is unconscious, their airway can be obstructed. So, what do I mean by that? It means like the airway will get blocked. So it's very important to place an unconscious person in a recovery position because you can be the reason to save someone's life. If someone is unconscious and not breathing, you immediately call 999 and perform CPR, as I told you that before. CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, is an emergency life-saving procedure performed when the heart stops beating. Immediate CPR can double or triple chances of survival after cardiac arrest. How do you perform CPR? By doing chest compression and giving rescue breaths. So here's a case of a person who's unconscious. The first thing you have to do is call the emergency number, 999. And then check for any vital signs. Check their breathing. If they're not breathing, you give rescue breaths, perform CPR, and then turn them on the side. So it's very important you all know how to perform CPR because you could be the reason to save someone's life. And now, Rowan is going to continue.
Hi everyone, my name is Rowan Kurban from the safety team, and I will discuss the next topic, which is common accidents and emergencies. So there is types of common accidents and emergencies. Some of them are normal and some of them are serious. So today I will introduce you to few of these accidents and how to deal with each one of them, because you may be the reason for saving someone else's life. No one knows. Anaphylaxis. Does anyone here know what anaphylaxis means or how does it happen? No? Okay. So anaphylaxis is a severe allergic reaction that can happen after an insect or eating specific type of food. And it's so dangerous because it's a life-threatening that can affect the whole body. So now we know the meaning of anaphylaxis. Now we should know how to deal with someone having an anaphylaxis. So the first and the most important thing that you should do is to call 999 immediately. Then you should check if the person is carrying any medication or the adrenaline auto-injector, which is a type of a preloaded string. So the adrenaline auto-injector can help to stop the allergic reaction and its symptoms, and can be applied between the hip bone and the neck. Okay, that's all. If they are unconscious, sitting upright is normally the best position for them. Bleeding heavily. So, we should lead by leading heavily by calling 999 immediately because it's also so dangerous. Then you should check if there is any object impeded in the wall. Okay, so you should not press down. Okay, you should not press down. Press on each side to put pressure and do a bandage. But if nothing is impeded, what should we do? If nothing is impeded, apply and maintain pressure to the wound with your gloved hand. It should be gloved, of course. Then use a clean pad or dressing if possible. Then continue applying pressure until the bleeding stops. Then apply the bandage. Choking. So there is two types of choking. One of them are mild choking, and the other one is the severe choking. So we will start by the mild choking. So the mild choking is not a type that someone is coughing because some object is blocking his airway. So we should deal with that by encouraging the person to cough and try to clean the object. Then ask them to try to spit out the object if it's possible. Okay, so the thing that you shouldn't do is that you shouldn't put your finger in their mouth. Why? Because if you can't see the object as you risk pushing it further down their mouth. If coughing doesn't work, what should we do? We'll start 5 back blows and 5 abdominal thrusts. So if you are wondering what are those, I would like to ask Lara to join me here so I can show you what are these. Okay, so Laura is choking. What should I do? First of all, I will stand behind her and I will put my first hand on her chest. Then with my other hand, I will lean her down and between her shoulder blades, okay, I will give her 5 back blows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I will check if the airway has opened. If no, I will give her 5 abdominal thrusts. So the first step, I will also stand behind her, and my first hand I will put her above her belly button and then lean her forward, okay? Then with my second hand, I will put her above my first hand and I will pull inward and upward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I will also check if the airway has opened. If yes, I will stop here. If no, I will call 999 immediately. Thank you, Lara. But I have a question now. Why I'm doing this to Lara, I'm leaning her down? Do you want to know? Like she's not standing, but she's leaning down. Yes?
Because she had something blocked in her throat, she had to join them.
Yes, exactly. You can speak on the mic. Tell us why Lara is leaning forward, why she's not standing upright. Yes?
Because if she has any blockage in her throat, she has to throw it out.
Yes, exactly. Clap for her, please. As she said, because if someone is blocking their airway, it will come out immediately and it will be more easy. Okay, severe choking. It's the same thing, but this one is more serious. Why? Because the person won't be able to speak, cry, cough, or breathe, and without him, they will fall down immediately. So the first thing you should do is to call 999 immediately also. Then, until the help arrives, you will do what we applied to Lara recently, which is the 5 blow thrust and 5 abdominal thrust. So, now, our friend Afnan will complete with the heart attack.
Hello everyone, I'm Afnan. I'm also from the Manara Safety Team. I'm going to talk about heart attacks. So right now, I'm just going to give you some symptoms of heart attack and what you should do if someone in front of you is getting a heart attack. So first, it could happen shortness in their breath, or sudden dizziness, or also may happen a chest pain. They feel like there's pressure on their chest or cardiacs. Also could happen a pain in another parts, such as in their neck, back, etc. And when you see these symptoms on a person, what you should do is, you should sit the person down and make them feel comfortable. It's the best thing. And after that, immediately call 999. you're right in front of you and getting worse. What you should do is he's going to become unconscious. So see if they're open their airways, see if they're breathing well. And if they're not, perform a CPR as our friend Lara has showed us. Electrical shock. So there's some things that you should do when someone got electrical shock. So there's some steps you should follow. First, don't touch the person that he's getting shocked. So does anyone know why we shouldn't touch the person that he's getting shocked? Why? Yeah.
Because you will get shocked too.
Come on. Why?
I think it's because you will get shocked too.
Exactly, great job. So, exactly. Clap your hands. Remember, our body is a good conductor for electricity. So if you touch the person that is connected to the electricity source, you're gonna get shocked too. So the electricity will flow through your body. So what you should do first is disconnect or turn off the electricity source. And after that, call 999. When you call 999 until the herbs arrive, you should remove the person from the live wire and check if they're breathing or if they're well. Eye injuries. So there's different ways of eye injuries or Turkish ways. For example, splashes. Splashes, for example, of chemicals or other substances can cause damage to your eye. So what you should do is rinse your eye with clean water. Other particles in us. So when small particles get in your eye, particles such as dust or debris, what you should do is first avoid touching your eye with your hands because they're not clean. So what you should do instead, try to blink repeatedly until the particle is out. And if it's not out, what you should do is wash your eyes with clean water. The blood eye. So when a direct hit into your eye, such as from a fist or a ball, it can cause an injury. It can cause an injury. So what you should do is gently apply a cold compress or an ice pack to your eye and avoid putting pressure to it. The cold pack could reduce the swelling or any pain. And if there's any evident changes, seek any immediate medical care. Cuts near the eye. So cuts or any laceration near the eye can be really dangerous, and because they can affect the eye itself. So and it also may cause injury for your surrounding tissues. So it may lead to any pain or bleeding. So what you should do is immediate medical attention is necessary to prevent a further harm. Penetrating objects. So objects penetrate the eye, such as from shards or any metal or glass, can cause a severe injury or damage to the eye. So first thing, you should avoid trying to get it out by yourself. So what you should do is try to cover your eyes with a clean cloth or an extract dressing to protect your eyes and seek an immediate help to remove it. Burns. So burns are injuries to the skin. So there's different degrees to the burns. First degree burn. It may cause some redness to the skin and may be painful, but without any blisters. Second degree of burns. So it are more serious and it may take longer time to heal. And it also may cause redness and more blisters in the skin. Third degree burns are the most severe type of burns because they cause the skin to become take longer, and sometimes the burns are very serious. So what you should do is seek an immediate medical care. Broken bones. So when you saw someone fell in front of you, what you should do is you should follow some steps to check if there's any broken bones. First, look. Take a look for the broken area. Check if there's any spilling or bruising or deformity. It could be a sign of a broken bone. Then ask if the person in front of you is getting hurt. If they're able to move the broken area. After that, treat for shock. So what does treat for shock mean? So treat the person in front of you that he's getting shocked, that he's getting broken bones. So what you should do is important to treat the person for shock, as I said, lay them down, and if possible, elevate the legs up and cover them with blankets to make them feel warm and hold the 9-9. Fainting. When someone in front of you becomes unconscious, so what you should do, first fainting. What's fainting is a lack of blood to the brain. So when someone is fainting in front of you, first check if they're breathing. Check if they're breathing well or not. If they're not breathing, perform a CPR immediately. And administer a CPR if necessary. So if the person is not breathing or breathing not properly, you should perform a CPR. Call 999 if the fainting took more than a few minutes. If the person doesn't get the consciousness, with a few minutes, call 999. If conscious, lay the person down with feet elevated. So why we should elevate the person's leg? Does anyone know? Okay, so we elevate the legs, so the blood flow is back to the brain. So it mainly helps the person to become conscious. So first aid. What does first aid kit are? It's basically a box or a bag that contains some substances to treat or short medical treatment. So